Guys, Jessica, Reynold, Sarah, just 1 second with this brioche. You're all having the same problem, and I guarantee you it's because your milk's too hot. You're just killing the yeast.
They're all starting again.
Yeah.
Gotta start again, and I'm wasting time now.
The key component of this dish is the liquid butternut gnocchi. I know it's a really hard technique, so I need to get onto them as soon as possible to make sure I have enough time to get them right.
And I've just got to keep moving, and I've got to move fast.
My brioche hasn't risen. There's really no way around it except to start right from the beginning again. I'm just gonna leave it to knead and walk away and let it do its thing. I haven't even started on the soup for this pumpkin gnocchi, so I really need to get a move on. These spheres of pumpkin soup that, you know, look like magic pretty much start out like a normal pumpkin soup. The recipe says that I need to dice my pumpkin, so I decide to save myself some time, I'm gonna grate it. It's definitely a risk deviating from the recipe, but I'm gonna trust my instincts and do it this way. I've got some shallots and some garlic that's gonna be sweated off with some butter.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm just hoping that the temperature was okay when I added the yeast.
I've got my second batch of brioche into the oven.
Next, I add my egg whites into the raft mixture. Then, add all of that into my mushroom stock.
What the raft is going to do for the mushroom stock is going to collect the sediment as it just slowly cooks the egg whites. Next thing I do is start working the pumpkin gnocchi.
I've remade my brioche. I have definitely fallen behind a little bit. I'm feeling the pressure big time. I need to clarify my stock and pass it. In one bowl I have egg whites, and in the mixer I have my meats, aromats, things like that.
Add remaining mushroom stock and mix to combine. Okay.
I then add the raft mixture to all my stock. But I still have a whole bowl full of egg whites.
Sarah has made a massive mistake. She hasn't put her egg whites in with her raft mixture. The egg whites cooking is actually what clarifies the consommé. So if Sarah doesn't realise her mistake soon, she's going to be in big trouble.
There's definitely a part of me that thinks you're actually not reading it. You're seeing words, but it's not computing upstairs.
Where am I?
You know, you've got 30 minutes to go. It is still possible to get this dish up. 30 minutes to go. Come on, go.
Second batch of dough looks a bit better, so I'm gonna put it into the oven and cross my fingers. My raft looks really good. It's got a nice little hole in the middle. Everything's kind of bubbling away. I really want it in there for as long as possible to get as much flavour in there as I can.
Jessica and Reynold have their rafts in their stock, and theirs look nothing like Sarah's. Sarah's looks really different and kind of wrong.
Hang on, I still don't have...
I checked the recipe, like, what have I missed?
That's why it's not doing it. Ah.
The egg whites needed to be incorporated from the beginning.
She didn't put the egg whites in with her...
Oh, she just put chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi. So I realised why it wasn't working. There was never any egg whites in it. Yeah.
I thought you were doing bolognese on a different
No,
challenge.
it looked so wrong and I couldn't figure out why.
This here is a major judgment, though. We're going to be judging. So this here really needs to be clear and cooked out.
Okay.
Breathe.
You can do this.
I feel like if I don't get through this, you're going home.
Take 2 seconds, have a breath.
And I think to myself, okay, we're all going to be out of our depth at some point in our lives, and I'm a firm believer that you can either look at all the negatives or you can go, you know what, I can cook and I believe in myself, so let's give it a go. I'm going to choose the latter.
Lots to do, not a lot of time.
You know how to cook.
I decide to separate the stock into 2 saucepans, incorporate some egg whites into one, and hopefully the egg whites will grab all the other things and split it and make it a consommé. If it works, it works.
Come on, Sarah, keep going. Let's go, Sarah.
At this point in time, I know I have fallen behind. I need to start moving as fast as I can.
It's all about keeping the lid on that pressure, not letting it get the better of you. 15 minutes to go. Come on.
I can hear behind me that Jessica is already starting to blend her soup for the gnocchi. I know the gnocchi is the most important element, so I need to get onto that. I decided to strain my consommé. It could probably use a few more minutes to clarify more, but I need as much time as possible to get those gnocchi right, so I have to strain it now.
Reynolds' consommé is really dark and quite cloudy. I hope he's got the flavour right because the consistency just doesn't seem right.
I'm making the pumpkin liquid soup, but the thing I'm worried about is my mushroom consommé. I'm really hoping that my makeshift raft has worked and my consommé isn't going to be too cloudy.
So looking at the colour and the clarity of that stock, what do you reckon?
Oh, I thought it looks great.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Big sigh of relief. If Grant says that my consommé looks good, at least I can hold him to that. I'm just going to leave it, let it cook.
Matt, how are they going?
At this point, it's amazing how much all three of them have managed to do, but I think Jessica is the one who's in control.
I mean, look, the good thing is that even though Sarah made a mistake, didn't put the egg whites in the raft, now it's fixed. Stock is good.
Yeah, look, looks great. And I think, you know, but I mean, as with every pressure test, you can be ahead from where Jessica is now. But when it comes to dropping that pumpkin liquid into your bath, if you don't get those little gnocchi, this is what the dish is all about.
Well, we might have noodles with pumpkin.
I think we might.
There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it tastes good.
Gnocchis are little dumplings, aren't they?
How you going, Jess?
Looking okay. I've still got a lot to do, but
You'll be right, you can do it. You're on fire.
I have to add 3 grams of calcium lactate powder to the pumpkin soup. It is the thing that's going to react with the algae bath that's going to turn my soup into a sphere, so it's very important. I'm just going to be really careful tasting it. I'm going to season it again, make sure that it's definitely got enough salt in there.
All right, let's make some gnocchi.
We are supposed to pour little drops of the pumpkin gnocchi into the algae bath until you get beautiful, perfect 2-centimetre spheres. This is a major part of the dish. If I don't have these, then I don't have a dish. I did deviate from this recipe a little bit by grating up my pumpkin. So I'm really hoping that it works. It just goes everywhere.
They working? Not really. She's in big trouble.
If I don't get this done, I'll be going home.
Doesn't matter because it comes down to that dish.
There's no doubt that this pressure test has probably thrown up the biggest surprise in the competition so far. Let's get them in, and let's save 2 people, and sadly, say goodbye to one other.
Well, Grant, I think you did it again. A deceptively simple dish, but full of complexity, full of technique. And I think undoubtedly for the 3 of you, I reckon the toughest cook you've had in this competition. But then it should be, because it is finals week. Unfortunately, today, this challenge defeated one of you. Sarah, your first pressure test will be your last. We are so sorry you are going home.
It's okay,
Sarah, first mystery box, you choose Gary's ingredients, you nail that dish with nettles. Pretty much any time we threw a mystery box at you, whether it was when Heston was here,
I think it's beautiful.
But that delicious dish of emu and lemon myrtle. Then yesterday's mystery box with that Texas of squid that was just brilliant.
It's the best food you put up in this competition for me.
Wow.
To be confronted with a random selection of ingredients, be able to put up a dish that looks good and tastes better is an amazing skill that's going to stand you in great stead on the next chapter of your adventure.
I have utterly loved every single second of this whole journey. And I've loved the best days as much as the worst days. I look back on things like our American barbecue challenge that us three did together.
Oh, yeah.
This is really nice.
You know, Circle was incredible.
Yum. Delicious.
I just take everything I can from every experience I've had. It's been an absolute joyride.
It's been a pleasure to watch you cook, and
Thank you.
I think we all wish you every luck and every success, and it means you have a very special place in our hearts, and you also have the three of us on speed dial, so if there's any advice
You're going to
you need
regret
when you
saying
come to the
that.
cafe, no, it's good.
Always in top 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always in top 5. Very special bunch of people, and you're no different.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to do this, and I don't think any of us want to do this. We've got to do it. Sarah, I'm sorry, but your adventure here in the MasterChef kitchen has ended.
It's okay.
It's time to say your goodbyes. It's time to leave.
Don't forget sausage roll.
It's really hard to leave. But now I know what I'm capable of. I've got this rhythm. I know what's possible. Oh, I'm gonna miss this mess. It's given me momentum and it's given me pace, and I want to keep going.